Hi, I'm Alex O'Neill, and welcome to WMCT Live Sessions, the show where I combine my passions for music and journalism and bring you interesting conversations with local musicians, as well as introduce you to some of their music. Today, I'm joined in the studio by Jack Brzenk. Jack, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Jack is a singer-songwriter from right here in Marlborough. I first discovered Jack and his music when I covered an event called Tunes for Toiletries, which was actually Jack's Eagle Scout project, which involved a concert where attendees would pay for admission with hygiene products that were then donated to Marlborough Community Cupboard. Jack is a talented guy who recently released a 13-track album, and I'm really excited to hear some of his songs live here in the studio, and I hope you are too. So, Jack, what can you tell us about this first song that you're going to play?
So this first song is a song that I originally wrote around 3 years ago. I wrote it with a bunch of other songs. I was just writing. That was the first part of making this album, was writing a bunch of different songs that I didn't really know where they'd end up or what I'd do with them. And eventually, when I was putting together the album back in September, when I was trying to finalize it and what I really wanted for it, this song kind of came up as a last minute, oh, I forgot I wrote this song. This would be a really good fit. So I took a look at it again, and I rewrote parts of it. And yeah, I put it back together, and this is a song called Ground Zero.
Very cool. Ground Zero. It's always good to sort of rehash old ideas and, keep that flame alive. Get into it whenever you're ready. Really excited to hear it.
All right. Thank you.
Of course.
La da da da, la da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da. 'Cause I don't know where to go since you walked out far from home. Spent time in my mind thinking about what I was trying to find. Get up, get done to get down. Start thinking out loud. Start breathing, heartbeat, and get out. No fear in hearing, they always said to follow our dreams, but they never said we had to work hard. Throw my life way out the window. Start over from ground zero. Losing sleep, losing my time. Losing sleep, losing my mind. I just want a solution. This part of my life is crucial. Losing sleep, losing my time. Losing sleep, losing my mind. Hey, la da da da. La da 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 da, la da da da, la da da da. 'Cause I don't know what to do, and everything falls right through. Spend time on my own, thinking about how I lost control. Get up, get done to get down. Start thinking out loud. Start breathing, heartbeat, and get out. No fear in hearing, they always said to follow our dreams, but they never said we had to work hard. They always said to follow our dreams, but they never said we had to work hard. Throw my life way out the window. Start over from ground zero. Losing sleep, losing my time. Losing sleep, losing my mind. I just want a solution. This part of my life is crucial. Losing sleep, losing my time. Losing sleep, losing my mind. La da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da da, la da 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 da, da 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 da.
Woo!
Thank you.
Great job. That was awesome.
Thank you
Really,
so
really
much.
cool. So I'm just curious to know the origin story of Jack Brzenk. Would you mind talking to me a little bit about how you got into songwriting and making your own music?
Yeah, of course. Great question. So it all kind of started when I was 10 years old, back in 2017. I'd been into music way before that. I'd been a part of the choir at my school. I'd always listen to music in the car, on the radio. I was a huge fan of music. I just was never really into writing my own. until something happened in my life. My grandma died when I was 10 in 2017. She died, and then 2 weeks later, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer.
Wow.
So during his battle with cancer, I was dealing with a lot, and I didn't really know how else to really like show my emotions and to like really deal with how I was feeling. So I started writing music. I wrote my first song, which is actually on the album. It's called Try. It's dedicated to my grandpa and my grandma.
Wow.
And yeah, from there, I just kind of like continued that trend of whenever something happens, I write about it. And whenever something else happens, I write about it, whether it's good or bad, whether it's I think it's a really good idea or really like kind of bad idea. I just kind of write and see where it goes. And it took like a good 6 years of writing to finally make an album out of it.
It was a long time coming, but I'm sure it's well worth the wait. And I really appreciate you speaking to just how music can be such a powerful outlet for all your emotions, and especially the ones you are not sure how to deal with. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, you're welcome.
What does your family think about your music? Are they supportive? And do you have anyone in your family that is also a musician?
Oh, yeah. My family's been nothing but supportive.
That's great.
Ever since I started writing, even before I started writing my own music, when I'd be in like musicals at different schools and I'd participate in a lot of different musical activities, they were all so supportive and would come out to all the shows. And especially when I started writing music, and like even now, like my mom will tell me like, this is amazing, Jack. Like you've done something that a lot of people can't do. And it's because I really like when she tells me that, because I don't really notice that. She's like, oh, I wrote an album. Now let's move on. And
Fair.
So I don't give myself enough credit. So I think my parents do definitely help me with that. And they've inspired me a lot and have like helped me to follow my dreams.
That's awesome. It's especially difficult when something that's as self-directed as art is to like I feel like as musicians, we're constantly moving the goalposts for ourselves. Like you just released an album. Now I'm sure you're like, oh, can't wait till the second one comes out.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
exactly.
never, it's hard to really feel satisfied when you want to push yourself to be better. So it's great that you have supportive people in your life that are, pushing you to do that. And do you have any musical people in your family?
Yeah, I forgot to mention, when I started like playing instruments, one of the first ones I learned was ukulele, and my Aunt Carolyn taught me how to play ukulele, and we'd FaceTime because they don't live in Massachusetts. They lived, I think, in Philadelphia at the time.
Oh, wow, okay.
So we would FaceTime, and they would teach me how to play, and they're also a really talented musician. They've been writing since before I was born, obviously. And they've also really inspired me and helped me write to get where I am.
Very cool. That's awesome. Super glad you have that. Just a quick question. Do you have any plans to do more things like Tunes for Toiletries? And would you mind explaining like a little bit about what went into making Tunes for Toiletries happen?
Yeah, that event was actually like a really cool thing to put on. It was really stressful at the time because it was like there's so many things that, since I'm the leader of it, it's like, oh, this could go wrong. I'm not going to get my eagle. It's all going to be a disaster. It was really stressful, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. We were able to raise over 1,000 toiletries.
Wow.
We had a really pretty good turnout. We had really amazing talent that showed up to play.
That you did, yeah.
So yeah, I'd definitely be open to doing something like that. But I think for now, it's more of just like being a part of other events and like trying to make my way into other like local festivals and local concerts and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd definitely be open to doing more festivals. 'Cause I love giving back. I want that to like, no matter like where I go with my music, I always want to try to give back to people.
That's wonderful. That's a good goal to have, I think. So what's the next song you're going to play for us?
The next song is another one of the newer songs I wrote for the album. This is a song I wrote in my guitar class at school, actually.
Neat.
Yeah, I was in the practice room, just kind of like playing around, and then I like came up with a melody that I really liked, and then I attached some cool lyrics to it for like the first verse, and I was like, oh, well, this could actually make it for a full song. So this is, I have to think about what the song's about now. It's a song about like kind of in the same vein as Ground Zero, like not really knowing who you are or like where you're going to go or if what you're doing is pointless. And yeah, it's about trying to like not be lost anymore and trying to find the light.
More powerful feelings expressed through music. Jack Brzenk right here on WMCT Live Sessions. Get into it whenever you're ready.
Oh, yeah, this is a song called Light Pollution.
Feel like a satellite that's lost in orbit. I think a lot, but it's not important yet. Can you see the light? Can you make it right? Feel like a rocket ship that's stuck in motion. Life never stops, it will keep on going yet. Can you see the light? Can you make it right? I wanna see a sky full of stars.
but no one knows where they are, lost by the light. 'Cause I can't see a single star tonight. Feel like a shooting star that goes unnoticed. I'll do it all without an audience. Can you see the light? Can you make it right? I'll blast right off and hope to find all the stars that don't shine. It's alright, make it right. It's alright, follow the light. I wanna see a sky full of stars, but no one knows where we are, lost by the light. 'Cause I can't see a single star, sky full of stars, but no one knows where we are, lost by the light. 'Cause I can't see a single star tonight. La da da, la da da, la da da, la da da da, la da da, la da da, la da da, la da da da. Feel like I'm up in space without a purpose, grasping at straws that aren't worth it yet. Can you see the light? Can you make it right? I wanna see a sky full of stars, but no one knows where we are, lost by the light. 'Cause I can't see a single star tonight. Thank you.
Awesome stuff. Really great. So, I mean, with something as important but time-consuming as art is, life tends to get in the way. So, would you mind describing to me what it's like balancing schoolwork, the choirs you're in, the many extracurricular activities you do, maybe a job, like, what's it like balancing all that stuff with making music?
It's not something that I really think about a lot, but like when I actually go to think about it, I realize it's something that's pretty difficult. I'll find that a lot of the time, like I'm just busy. I'm always doing something. Like after school every day, I always have something, whether it's work or Boy Scouts or chorus or drama club or any of these things that I do. It takes up a lot of time, and there's always a lot more work I could be doing, but then I usually kind of just go to music and I'll work on that for a little bit. Like my parents, not bother me, but they push me a lot to do my schoolwork. And when I'm like trying to like write something, and I'll be like, no, I'll do that later. And
okay, I see. So usually it's sacrificing other things in favor of making music. It sounds like
a lot of it's also like being flexible. Like I'll switch on and off about what I'm doing. I'll make sure I'll get something done, and then I'll be like, okay, after that I'll do this. After that I'll do this. After that I'll do this. And I'll go to bed, and I'll wake up, and then we'll do it all again. So yeah, it was a lot of that. I usually switch on and off. There's a lot of like little like tiny periods of burnout when writing the album, because the album took a few years to really put together. Right. And I'd reach a point where I was working on it a lot and it wasn't really going anywhere I wanted to, and I wasn't happy with it. So I would be like, okay, let's take a break. Let's work on the other stuff that I can make more time for and come back to this when I'm ready.
Definitely really hard to like know when it's the right time to step away from a project. You know what I mean? It's especially when you have the creative drive to keep going. It's hard to remember that you need to let your work breathe a little bit, you know, definitely difficult, but glad that you took that time, definitely. And speaking about the album, what was the recording process like, and how involved were you in it? Were you doing everything alone in your bedroom? Did you go to a studio?
Yeah, so I did everything by myself in my room.
Wow.
Yeah, all on my laptop with my microphone and my tiny little MIDI keyboard.
Nice.
I recorded all the vocals and all the instruments and like all the little like synths and sounds by myself. And it took a while because I'm a self-taught like producer. I've learned everything myself. I watch a tutorial here and there to get like an effect I really want. But other than that, it was just hopping into Logic Pro and being like, okay, let's figure out how to do this. So I started out like producing stuff back like in late 2020 and released my first song in 2021. And like if I tell people like they're like, oh, you have a Spotify, I'll be like, yeah, listen to the newer stuff. Don't go back to that, because it like I don't want to like take away credit for myself then, but it's like not great. Like I think I did a good job for where I was and for what I had, but it took a lot of like just
improving. There's a lot of improvement. So that's what kind of made the album really hard to make, because I'd make two songs like around like the same time, and then 2 weeks later I'd make another one and it sounded way different because I'd improved. So it was really hard to get the album to sound consistent. So it took a lot of that till I was finally like reached a level where I could make 13 songs that sounded like they were on the same level as each other and make something that I'm really proud of. Yeah, that's really what the recording process was like.
That's awesome. I'm glad you took that time, and I relate to that so much. It's like I'm older, and I even like relate to it because my band does have music on Spotify, but it was all made in 2019, and I have to keep telling people, I'm like, don't check us out on Spotify. Just come and see us live. It sounds nothing like that.
No, I totally get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of an awkward thing for people to be, you don't want me to check out your music? Really? Are you sure? It's like, no. I want you to check it out just in this very specific way where you're not listening to the stuff I already released.
Yeah, but even though I'm not really like happy with how it sounds, I don't think it's something I ever want to like take down or delete, so that way people can go back and listen to the first thing, and then because the first song I released was Lowest Low, and then there's like an EP after that was made around like the same few months. There's a few songs off of there, including Lowest Low, that were remade for the album. So I had a few friends and family and just like people that have listened to the album that have told me like, hey, I listened to this song that I first heard like 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and it's improved a lot, and I think that really felt good to hear. So I was like, okay, well, we should keep this up so that way in like 10 years from now people can go back and be like, oh wow, this has changed a lot.
For sure. Like sometimes you only want people to know you for the best of your work, but also it's good for people to understand the progression and to have a back catalog of stuff that maybe you're not super proud of, but shows the direction of your work and stuff like that. Of course. Really cool. What's the next song you're going to play for us?
The next song is a song that I wrote over quarantine, like pretty early into quarantine, I think, like the first like summer of 2020, and that I ended up putting out in summer of 2021.
Nice.
And it was really like a quarantine song. And then when I was writing the album, I knew I wanted it to be on there. But now it's a few years later, it's not really the same situation anymore. So I wanted to take the same feelings that I had there, kind of write it in a way so it's like, oh, this is a COVID song, like when people listen to it. So
right. Lots of COVID songs out there. We love the pandemic. The crazy creative spirals we went into during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's where it all started for me with the producing and stuff. So
good stuff. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is a song called The Other Side.
The Other Side. Get into it whenever you're ready.
All right.
I'd do anything to get out my hours. Sick of sitting here pouting to myself. I try everything to get out my room. There's not much that you can do while stuck inside, but there's light on the other side. I feel so distant, no one will listen. Sick of this feeling, this being persistent. Stuck with these mood swings, I struggle with moving. Staying up, doing nothing, waking up to do the same thing. 'Cause I'd do anything to get out my hours. Sick of sitting here pouting to myself. I try everything to get out my room. There's not much that you can do while stuck inside. There's light on the other side. I do anything to get out my house. Sick of sitting here crying to myself. I try everything to get out of here. Please don't let me be here next year, stuck inside. But there's light on the other side. When was the last time I felt just fine? Forgot how to socialize in front of others all of the time. What do I do when I'm locked in my room? Find an excuse to climb out my window. What do I do when I'm locked in my room? Get out of here before I'm doomed. I do anything to get out my house. Sick of sitting here pouting at myself. I try everything to get out my room. There's not much that you can do while stuck inside. There's light on the other side. What do I do when I'm locked in my room? Find an excuse to climb out my window. What do I do when I'm locked in my room? Get out of here before I'm doomed. What do I do when I'm locked in my room? Find an excuse to climb out my window. What do I do when I'm locked in my room? Get out of here before I'm doomed.
energetic. I like that one.
Oh,
That was a lot of fun. So, we're in 2023 now. It's almost April. I can't believe how fast this year is going by already. Do you have any goals for this year? Do you have anything you want to accomplish? Are you going to be focusing on recording new music?
For now, I really just want to put myself out there, promote this album a lot, and try to get people to know who I am.
Nice.
So I think that's going to be my biggest goal for 2023, is I want to start playing more open mics, more shows, and really just get myself out there and try to build up upon what I already have, and then go back in towards the end of the year and start writing some more stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, how much experience do you have with live music exactly, if that's your goal? Like, have you been playing your songs out for a while now? Was Tunes for Toiletries sort of like one of your first concerts, or?
Oh, I've been doing it for like a pretty long time, I'd say.
That's awesome.
Since I've been writing my music, I've really been playing it. I'm not really, this is going to sound bad, but I see myself as a humble person. Like, I don't really like brag about my music, but if I have the chance, I will play it in front of people, and like, especially in like a live setting. But I've only really done acoustic sets up until now, but I want to start working in like the backing tracks for some of the songs in the album for when I play upcoming shows. Like next month on April 22nd, I'm playing the Framingham Earth Day Festival.
Oh, very cool. Awesome.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to try and build a set using my acoustic songs, and then also the ones on my computer with the big instrumentals.
Wow, very cool. Well, we'll have to get you back in here when you have all the backing tracks up and like you're used to playing with them, because
that'd be awesome.
That would be very cool. I'd love to hear the full concept of it, but this is great as well. What's some of your favorite music to listen to? And this could be an album, a genre, an artist, anything that you want to say.
I'm really bad at putting music into genres. Like I don't know why.
That.
I'm just not really great at it. But I've been told by a lot of my friends that I don't have a good music taste. Because a lot of my friends don't like the music I listen to, but I like it, and I think the artists I listen to are really good. So I'll stick by that. My favorite band of all time is AJR. They really inspire my production and a lot of my like storytelling.
Good stuff.
And I'm also into like some more indie like pop stuff. Dayglow has been one of my recent favorites.
Yeah.
His newest album, People in Motion, I listen to that one a lot. I know I have others. I have Oliver Tree.
Nice.
He's a big like crazy guy. I really love his like character and stuff, and how he switches like what he like. His first album was like a pop like kind of like alternative rock album, and then his next album was like a country pop album. So I really like how he's able to switch it up. And now I'm really getting into this guy Noah Khan. He's
Not
like,
familiar.
He's starting to get bigger.
Cool.
I just got tickets to one of his shows. He's a really good storyteller, and he's like a folk pop writer. His music's really good, and I think that's gonna kind of inspire the stuff I'm starting to write now.
Really neat. Yeah. I'm seeing where you're drawing those different influences from. That's really awesome.
Oh,
Is there any chance you listen to an artist called Young the Giant?
I know who you're talking about. Like if you played the song, I'd be like, oh, that's who that is.
I'm dating myself a little bit here. Definitely more popular in like the mid 2010s, but I would definitely recommend checking out the song "Apartment" by Young the Giant. I think you'll find like with the indie pop stuff. Like I think you'll find a lot of like really. I think you'll like it. Basically,
all right, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, definitely check it out. And getting kind of heady here, getting kind of existential. Where do you see this music thing in like 5 years from now?
I know where I want to see it, and that's like the way I've kind of like been stuck in like this kind of dream world of what it's going to be. And then like very recently I've been like, oh, that could definitely not happen. So it's not really like I'm pushing music as like the one thing I want to do. I have other stuff that I want to like do also that could probably be a more like giving career that's like more definitely substantial. But
well, yeah, it's good to have goals, like creative goals still.
Yeah, but
so, like,
with music I really want to like kind of build an audience and build people that want to listen to my music, because like it's still really good to release an album, but it's one of the worst feelings to like release something that not a lot of people want to listen to. You kind of like, I'm releasing it for my friends and family and the people that want to listen to it, but in like the grand scheme of things I'm kind of releasing it for no one, and it's kind of like but I really want to be able to play in front of like a lot of people and like sell out shows. I think is the dream, and sell out albums and do all these crazy things, work with the bigger artists. I think that's really the dream.
Well, I wish you luck with all that. And it is kind of hard like releasing music for technically no one.
Yeah.
But that's I think like something you kind of have to grapple with is that's where the live the live show experience comes in.
Yeah.
Because once you release something and then start playing it out live, once you go to those live shows and people hear your music and are interested in it and want to hear it again, that's when you'll get folks to actually like go and check you out on Spotify or Bandcamp or wherever your music is, YouTube even. And like, so it is a little nerve-wracking being like, I put all this work into it and no one's going to hear it. But I promise once you start playing shows, getting your stuff out there, people will want to hear it again.
All right, yeah, thank you.
Awesome. This is a bit weird. This is going to be my last question I ask you. There's this music interviewer, this journalist called Nardwuar. Are you familiar with him?
Yes, I love Nardwuar.
Yeah, okay, awesome. I'm also a huge Nardwuar fan. And he asks at the end of every one of his interviews why people should care about whatever artist he's listening to. And so I want to ask you that question. Why should people care about Jack Brzenk?
I think people should care about Jack Brzenk because I put a lot of work and a lot of emotion into my songs, and I really hope that the listeners are able to relate to these experiences and kind of take their own stories and their own feelings and put them into what they're hearing. That's what I really hope that people will take from me.
That's awesome. All right. What's the last song you're going to play for us, Jack?
The last song is the closing song on the album. It's a song called Sad Little No One. It's a song about wanting to prove yourself and wanting to prove that you're in a better spot, but knowing that you might lose people in the process and that you don't want to lose them, but you can deal with it.
Awesome. And what's the song called again?
Sad Little No One.
Sad Little No One by Jack Brzenk right here on WMCT Live Sessions. Jack, take it away whenever you're ready. Thanks for being here again, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
La da na da da na da da na da. La da na da da na da da na da. La da na da da na da da na da. La da na da da na da 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 da. When the time comes, I'll never leave you. On the house on the hill, we'll never move. All the times where we laughed and we cried, oh, I'll never forget them, even if I tried. If I write a song that's relatable, will they play it on the radio? Go to sleep, you sad little no one. Don't come back till you've got something to prove. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. The world keeps running and it will outrun you. I'll never stop you from following your dreams, even if that means you have to leave me. Just know that I love you. On the house on the hill, we'll never move. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. Don't come back till you've got something to prove. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. If you stop running, they'll all forget you. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. Don't come back till you've got something to prove. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. The world keeps running and it will outrun you. There's no other place I'd rather be than walking beside you down Wilson Street. We'd sing our favorite songs together. We'd be walking forever down Wilson Street. There's no other place I'd rather be than walking beside you down Wilson Street. We'd sing our favorite songs together. We'd be walking forever down Wilson Wilson Street. If you find this song relatable, will they play it on the radio? Go to sleep, you sad little no one. Don't come back till you've got something to prove. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. If you stop running, they'll all forget you. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. Don't come back till you've got something to prove. Go to sleep, you sad little no one. The world keeps running and it will outrun you. 'Cause I'm a sad little no one and you are one too.
Thank you so much.
I may be reading into it a little too much, but I'm sensing there's just like some I don't know, that I found that relatable, Jack, because I feel like the world outrunning you is just like referencing social media and how there's just like so much content coming out, and we're all like we're all pushed to like just give everything to the internet, and it's definitely feeling like it's outrunning us all the time.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. That was a really like interesting way to take that. Like when I wrote that, I didn't even like think about it that way. That's why I love writing music, because it's like one thing that you write, another person takes it, and it can be a whole different thing. And I love hearing that. That's a really, really good way to look at that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're doing it already. You're doing the thing you want to do. You're talking about how you want your music to be relatable to people, and you're already there. So
thank you. That means a lot.
Of course. Where can people listen to this new record that you just put out?
People can listen to my album Wilson Street wherever they listen to music, whether it's Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. Wherever you listen to it, it's there at Jack Brzenk. And then I also have a website, jackbrzenk.com, where I sell some really cool merchandise.
Sweet.
And yeah, all my links to my stuff should be there too.
Awesome. Go check out Wilson Street by Jack Brzenk. Thank you so much for coming in today. This was awesome. You did such a great job, and I appreciate you coming down.
Thank you so much for having me. This was really awesome.
Sweet. All right, everyone, thank you so much for watching WMCT Live Sessions, and until next time.